Good afternoon. Today is February 15th, 2021. My name is Miss Gail Adams. Some of you call me Gail Michaels. But today I am talking about a book, Come Laugh With Me, that was copyrighted in 2009. I would like very much to publish that book this year. And my t-shirt is called Let Us Stand Up for the Man. It is not just a song, but it's a t-shirt. I want to use some of the proceeds from all my sales to help build an apartment. In 2009, I was told that President Obama, when he was a student, he had read some material that Gail Michaels wrote. I don't really know the whole thing about what really happened, but I do know that I was told that he knew the name Gail Michaels. So if he read some of my work in California, then that was him. But I was taking my work everywhere to all kinds of companies, everybody I could tell that I was a writer. I could just meet you, and you asked me what I did, and I told you I was Gail Michaels and I was a writer. And the reason for that is because I have a historic name. My historic name is Abigail Adams. And as a little girl, I started in Charlotte Meck Schools. And I love the fact that I was able to go to school. I am very proud of the things that I did learn along the journey. And I always loved writing, and I always loved pretending. I always did. So I was creative all the time. As a little girl, I pretend I was playing with my imaginary friends. So I've had my imagination a long time, and I always have to try to separate. And when I talk, sometimes my friends say, "Is that true right there?" Because they're very shocked at the stories that I'm able to tell. How could a country girl go to California and see all the famous people, but not just see them, meet them? And when I tell them, they say, "Oh, I think that's imagination." But it doesn't matter really right now. I am still writing stories. I do not write biographies. But I write. Every day I write. I write songs, I write poems, I write stories, I write opinions. Every day I pick up my pencil. I always say that everything I do, that is a gift from God. The book of wisdom tells me that is where it comes from. It is also talks about in Matthew the 25th, it says God gives us all talents. And when he gives you talents, he not only gives them to you, he multiplies them. As you show appreciation for one talent, he'll give you a second talent. So between Matthew the 25th and Ecclesiastes, I have enough of guidance to do the things I try to do. But when it comes to the book Come Laugh With Me, I am excited about that because the President of the United States says he knows that writer. He knows something about that writer, Gail Michaels. So that's good enough for me. But what I want to do is someday I want to write a movie. And I tried to start writing this movie when I lived at the Y. And I always change it. It had, the first time I wrote this, Congratulations, I had the theme song by Isaac Hayes, Going in Circles. The second time I had the theme song by Marvin, I Want You. I'm trying to make it something that you want to look at. But we're not talking about that right now. Right now we're going to talk about getting some apartments built. To build 100 apartments, it will cost to build 100 apartments, it will cost $3 million. And that is on the low side of building. The builders charge so much per square foot. And I am very blessed that one of the builders in Charlotte is related to some of the people in my family and knows some of my friends. But the main thing to say, it would take $10 million to build 100 apartments. And in 2014, I wanted those apartments to be named after the former president, Barack Obama, because he acknowledges that his family comes off the continent of Africa. And that's where my ancestors come off. A lot of people are mad when you say our families used to be slaves. I'm very glad that my family came off the continent of Africa. And they came to America and they went to other parts of the world. So I don't have no problem with it. Because I know that the past is a runway to the future. If you don't know where you're coming from, you cannot know where you're going because of the roadmap. We know the story about the people in the Bible that went in a circle for 40 years. If they had had a roadmap, they wouldn't have kept going around the same thing. As one man said to me, if you do the same thing every year, you're going to get the same results. So I didn't want to contact President Obama or Mrs. Obama because I'm still unsuccessful. And so I'm not going to be able to contact them. But I have to contact you because my unsuccessfulness is the fact that I won't stand up for myself and I won't ask someone to help me publish my book or help me to do something. I cannot wait until I become successful to tell you that we have too many people sleeping on the streets of the world, not just in America, all over the world. And we have people who have billions of dollars. So we have got to have the kind of people out there to say, this is not acceptable. It is not acceptable for people to be treated worse than a rich man's dog or pet. And they go out and walk and march for justice. If you live like an animal, you will be treated like an animal. We will live and be treated the same way. So no matter where we live, I live in a small place, but I'm all right because I know this is the only thing I can afford. I don't want to live in a big house because I live alone. So I love my little place. I hope to live in I want to live in a bigger little apartment in a nice building. But I don't want to live in a house because I don't have a group to stay with me. I don't have a big family. So I would need to live in an apartment and have great neighbors. But right now I'm talking about building some because I put that vision out there. And that is not a lie. God gave me the vision that we will build some apartments. And this is the reason that I'm going out here today talking, because some of you haven't heard me, because I'm trying to wait till I become successful. The only place I take my unsuccessful self is to City Hall and County Commission meetings. I go down to City Hall, to City Council meetings, and there goes Miss Unsuccessful. There goes Miss Plans. Every time I come in, I have a plan. So the City Council knows that Charlotte, North Carolina, ever since Pat McCrory was mayor, here comes Miss Gail Adams with a plan. It's County Commission. They know here comes Miss Gail with a plan. Always, I feel so good there because I know they know me and they know I think all the time. So I'm thinking. But in everything I do, I try to be careful how I write. I want somebody to feel that I'm a writer. Some of the things I write will be true, but nothing will ever be a lie. I may stretch the truth, but I will never lie on anybody. The only thing I will say is some people, I met them, and some people, I touched them. Now, if I didn't touch a person, I'm not going to have too much to say about them because I didn't touch them. But if I touch you, if I shook your hand or touched you, then I may add a little something to that. But if I just saw you, like when I saw Elton John washing his car on Santa Monica Boulevard, his beautiful, I think it was a white Rolls Royce Phantom, because I didn't really know what kind of car it was, but I remember how it looked. So I looked up the Rolls Royces and I saw the car that looked like his car. And I said, I think that was it, but I'm not really sure. And then I used to see all kinds of famous people. That's what LA, Los Angeles, Hollywood, that's it. Famous people. But I did not touch them all. But I did speak to a few famous people and talk to them in a little conversation. And so I just want to tell the truth and get on my business. And it's 2021. I can't wait till I get a lot of money in the bank to tell people I need to be working on my project. I need to be selling my books. I need to get going. Time is not waiting for anyone. And my birth certificate says that I am getting older and older. So I can't wait. I am so tickled at the young boys at CPCC when I was down there in 2016. The little young boys were trying to walk me to class, and one used to try to sit with me, and one little girl, she said I was trying to flirt with the teacher. And those young kids, I couldn't believe the way they acted. I said, old as I am, I told the little boy, I said, I'm old enough for your grandmother. He said, Miss Abigail, I want to walk you to class. I couldn't get rid of him. He walked me to class. Every door I passed, I said, is that your classroom? He said, no, I'm walking you to yours. And I have had a wonderful time. I love writing. And I hope that my book is good. I have so much of my work on YouTube. And I'm always writing movies and poems. I had the privilege to meet a scammer on this, whatever you call it. And he inspired some things. But he taught me a lesson. Because he taught me, he says, I want you to do something. And I did it. And he said, I want you to sit in front of the mirror and take a picture. And I sit in front of the mirror and took a picture. And then after I took that picture, I started cutting down on my food. He said, you must look at yourself every day. You will be getting older, but you still got to take care of your body and your mind and you. And so that's what I'm doing. I am writing. I am cutting down on my food. I'm exercising a little bit. And like Kirk Franklin says, I'm trying to smile. And as I sung at church, it's raining in my life. But the sun comes out every day, so I have no complaints. And so I cannot worry about anything, worry for nothing. I know that whatever God has, it has my name on it. I am very excited. I cannot wait to see it. At my age, I am still hoping for my husband. I said, my God, where is the man? Why is he taking so long? Why is he taking so long? But I think I might have passed a few because I was looking down or looking up. I haven't been paying attention. But whatever, because I'm not paying attention. I'm just always trying to get something done with my work. And I want my work to be on the shelves, and I want everybody to see my songs and see my poems and hear me. And one lady told me, she said, you're going to be in a movie. I said, really? She said, you're going to be in the movie someday. She met me in California. She said, you're going to be in the movie. I said, oh my God, you can see that? She says, of course. I'm shocked about that because that means one of these movies I'm writing, I might be in it. But I'm just excited about talking and waking up and being happy because we got to understand, we can't change the world. We can only change ourselves. And if we wake up every day and be happy, we cannot worry about any situation that's going on in the world. Our duty to ourselves is to be happy. And if we can help someone, we can help them. But we cannot give anyone happiness. Everyone has to be happy for themselves. And so if you make yourself happy, someone next to you will be able to smile. But you cannot have a frown on your face waiting for someone to give you happiness. Your joy comes from your memories. The wonderful things that have happened to us, that is the motivation, that is the ignition for our joy. There's something in our mind that makes us happy. So, only thing I can say is I love to talk. I love to write. I love everything I do. As one man told me in Sumter, South Carolina, he was a judge. He said, don't ever worry if you never get paid for what you write. And after he told me that, that's why I wanted to build apartments. I said, well, maybe I can just build apartments and I'll get paid for that. Or do something else. He says, don't worry about getting paid for what you write. Because he liked what I wrote. He said, your writing makes me think. So do not worry about if you ever get paid. But I do want to sell my book, and I want to sell my songs. I want to sell my movies and my t-shirts, and I want to build apartments. I'm excited about getting out there in my hard hat. I'm excited about meeting all those beautiful guys out there that's going to help me to build apartments. So I'm excited about life. And I love this Facebook and YouTube because I love to talk. And I'm getting me a podcast because I'm going to start talking to you every day. I love talking, and I'm going to talk every day. I have a comedy called The Church Gossiper, where the church woman gossips all the time. And I'm just going to be out here, and I'm going to be talking to you on my podcast. And you're not going to get tired. Every morning, you're going to wake up with me. You're going to say, let me wake up with Miss Gail and see what she's doing today. And most of all, I'm going to say to you every morning, and smile. And whatever comes that day, we're going to beat it. Nothing is going to bother our spirit, our mind. If we have to reach back in the past and pull out one of those memories, we have in the back of our mind, we have a file cabinet. And we have good memories and we have bad ones. And when somebody does something mean, we can just go back in there and, hey, let me get one of my good memories out. And get into our good memory and forget them. Because nobody can ever tell what we're thinking about. That is a beautiful gift from God, that whatever we're thinking about, nobody can see it. So when somebody tries to upset us, just say to ourselves, I'm going back in my mind and get me a beautiful memory out, and that's it. And just look at them like, haha, because I have some protection. So we are all right. I am okay because I love you. Some of you love me, and those of you who don't, I don't care about that. Because if you don't love God, you can't love me. Thank you.